Video editing used to take hours and days from prep to cutting to review, and now from 3 days to a few hours. I built this process because my previous channel that died, one of the reasons it died was the production timing. I would have to spend several hours during the week trying to come up with the titles, the scripts, etc. On Friday, I would shoot the talking head, and then I would spend the rest of the day editing. Typically, it rolled into Saturday, and more often than not, it rolled into Sunday. And by Sunday night, I was able to post a video. And then I had to manually cut the shorts, and I wasn't even messing with the community posts. Now, it takes a few hours. Sometimes Claude and I go back and forth on expectations. The current system processes in hours, gives me back time to be with my family, which was the main goal. This channel hopefully will allow me to supplement my income to take care of my son, but also give me the time back to spend with him and my daughter while I still can. I have the same process for both channels. I either record a talking head video with Recordly, which is open source, or I use Photo Booth if I do not need a screen capture to go with the talking head. And if I need to do just a voiceover, I use Apple's voice memos. Once I have my what topic and everything else I want to discuss recorded, I drop it into a folder and I tell Claude where it is. We've got a series of 6 skills on one machine that takes us from idea to published and has several gates it has to clear to go live. I do not use a rig. I don't use a teleprompter. I talk, and then Claude edits and arranges. The YouTube pipeline, I throw the topic in there. That's the primary skill I use. I tell it which channel and what topic I'm working on. It looks up the demand to make sure it's worth even putting out there. Sometimes I still put stuff out there even though it doesn't have a high demand because either I found it fascinating or it means something to me. The third step is, like I said, I do all the talking. I give it to Claude, and he does all the editing. He doesn't write my stuff, and I don't like to edit, so he gets to. He creates a shot list with camera movements, the beats of the story, and then does the production, the stills, the assembly. So if he needs to generate images, he's got 2 or 3 different ways to do that. We go through titles, we go through the story, and then he cuts everything, publishes metadata. I take a look at it, make sure it's good, and then when I authorize it, it goes to publishing. There's 2 places where it stops and waits for me, but everything else keeps moving. After I've dropped the file into the folder and told Claude where it is, he runs the YouTube script review, and it looks at the hooks, the scar depth, the arc. There's 13 different things it looks at, and I'll put them on the screen so I don't read them all to you. But I take that report, and if it passes, it goes forward. If it doesn't, well, that's what reshoots and extra voiceovers are for. It's easier to do retakes rather than posting something and then having to redo the entire video. We do a YouTube thumbnail review. So when he makes the metadata, one of the things that Claude does is he puts 3 thumbnail ideas out there. Google Flow generates it typically, or we use the anti-gravity CLI to have Gemini create it. We then run it through this review, and it grades it against the how fast can somebody read it and understand it, the curiosity gap, the color contrast, simplicity, the expression, and the story signal. And it's either pass, 1 tweak, or it goes completely to be redone. So once we have the finished and approved thumbnail, we run the 3rd YouTube skill, YouTube publish, and it goes through and verifies that every step, every API call, everything that's needed is done. There's no guessing. I believe in trust but verify. After we make the one video, we use, for those of you that are familiar with Opus Clips, we go through and do a shorts cutter. And what that does is we find 3 to 4, sometimes up to 5 more interesting parts of the video, and we export those, and we either re-render them with hyperframes or something, or letterbox them in so that they fit the 9x16 inch screen versus the 16x9. And then we do a staggered schedule so that they don't all release in the same day, and typically we set it so that it's the long form, the following day one of the shorts, another short, until they're all live. We also use those same areas typically to highlight them in the community post. We create an image post that has several pictures. It's got the context from it, and then I post it myself. The reason we do an image post is it also shows up in the shorts feed. And the community post tends to go with the long form video at the same day. I chose to keep all the skills thin. We believe in the keep it simple, stupid, the KISS method. We've got 11 files that hold the standards that all the skills use, from the 6 files that load with every message that tell it all about me, all about who I am and my rules, what I'm working on, why I'm working on it, what my goals are, what the software and hardware and the other dimensions of my team that are available to me. And unfortunately, that's 7,300 tokens before I even type anything. And then on demand, it'll load product facts, the reference for the channel that you're watching now. Loading on demand are the product facts, my production reference, my voice persona, and the brand story. Now, that is true for either channel, No Rack Required or Jimmy Garcia III. And then the actual spine is the YouTube production guidelines and a slide deck. The slide deck is used because hyperframes will then take that and turn it into animation. The skills say what to do. The documents that are loaded in these by the skills tell them what good looks like. All of it runs on 82,000 lines of an engine that I didn't write. Now, I do use a few pieces of software and a few pieces of tools, but it's all done on one machine end to end. From the idea, the pipeline, the script review, the thumbnail, publishing it, pulling the shorts, and pushing the community post, all on one Mac Mini. Run the numbers, and if I was using the API cost for Claude and Gemini, I would be spending $546 per video. That $546 is what one video would cost on the API usage for Claude. I actually use the Claude Max plan, so I don't use the API tokens. I almost spent over $300 to buy DaVinci Resolve Studio, and while it does provide Hollywood level graphics, one, it's not something I need, and two, I was struggling with all the features and use cases. I was using Claude to write Lua scripts that I couldn't figure out how to do the process so that Claude could automate it and we could move forward. And we also had a skill called the DaVinci timeline, where he would take the components of the video and effectively make the rough cut timeline for me. At the end of the day, why do I need extra software when Claude could do it? So Claude has saved me from buying the $300 plus DaVinci Studio upgrade. It saved me days of editing, and it's done with the same subscription I have today, so there was no plus up in additional costs. So I'm not paying $546 a video, and I average at least 4 long forms a month and then 3 shorts per week. Otherwise, man, I'd be broke, even more broke.
Hey, Dad, who you talking to?
I'm making a video, son. So, 6 skills, 13 scripts, 7,000 lines written by me, 82,000 written by Claude. One person and one AI working together. Claude does 90% of the editing. The 10% that I do is After the video is published and the comment is there, I pin the comment, I set the end card, I do all the skill calling, I do the community post, and I make the thumbnail. The other 90% is all handled by Claude. I've got other videos on my site. I'll put a link to them in the description, and I will throw it up here on the end screen in a second if you want to see me using these skills live. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, post it on social media, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day and take care.